A very good evening. The Business Secretary fast-tracked the investigation into Carillion's collapse today. The Insolvency Service is being charged with discovering whether the company's directors caused a detriment to people owed money. Now, the government says it is focusing on making sure that public services are delivered. For Labour, the 7 public sector contracts signed since last summer mean ministers have questions to answer, they say. Well, in a moment, we'll have more on the political fallout. But first, Sky's business correspondent, Adam Parsons, reports.
This is the impact of Carillion's failure. Tools brought back from a construction site. Each ladder here, each toolbox, a person who's not working anymore. At this London decorating business, the collapse of Carillion has left a £200,000 hole.
We've finished some wonderful buildings for them, as has lots of other suppliers and their managers. And from that level down, everyone is disappointed that we've all carried out the work, we've all supplied the men, we've all supplied the labour, and the clients are happy. This is not poor workmanship or someone not managing their business right. It's purely the money being manipulated somewhere.
Carillion went into liquidation with debts of around £1.5 billion. Today, the Business Secretary, Greg Clark, asked for an urgent inquiry into how the company had failed with such speed.
Afternoon, sir.
Carillion was a product of outsourcing. What had once been a construction giant, reborn as a company that didn't own its own cranes or tools or paint. Instead, it would bid for a contract and then pay other people to do the work. And that was fine when the going was good, but then when profit margins started to tighten, Carillion headed towards the cliffs. It became a sort of Ponzi scheme, with lots of money going in that end to oil the machine, but next to no profit coming out. Plenty of money went on big salaries. Carillion's former chief executive, Richard Howson, lives on this estate in Yorkshire. He left the company 6 months ago after issuing a profits warning. But he's still being paid a salary of £660,000. There was no sign of him today, but the company's directors all face investigation. The impact of this corporate failure is huge. This landscape gardening company has lost 15% of its turnover overnight, and 10 people have been laid off.
I feel very let down that some of my people, some good people that have got mortgages, they've got families, they're earning money to put bread on the table, have had to lose their jobs.
Just 6 months ago, Carillion got a lucrative blue-chip contract to help build HS2. Now, Carillion is dead. But is this collapse a one-off?
Many of the issues that Carillion have quite clearly suffered from are not exclusive to them. They are generic. There were some specific issues around the status of their pension fund, but if you look at the fragility again of that model, which is reliant on cash flow rather than profit, that is a common model to many of their peer group.
Here's the proof of failure, of jobs lost. There were warning signs about the health of Carillion, and they were ignored. The question is why? This is a corporate failure whose ripples are going to run far. Adam Parsons, Sky News.